सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सच्चिदानंदरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबद भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्य किल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यान् शास्त्रचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कन्धः पारायणम् अथ एकादशोऽध्यायः। Yesterday in our chanting we have done 10th chapter. Today we will do 11th chapter, 11th skandha parayanam. 50. So it will take some 7-8 minutes. या करो। श्री भगवानुवाच बद्धो मुक्त इति व्याख्या गुणतो मे न वस्तुतः गुणस्य माया मूलत्वात् न मे मोक्षो न बन्धनम् शोकमोहौ सुखं दुःखं देहापत्तिश्च मायया स्वप्नो यथात्मनः ख्यातिः संश्रुतिर्न तु वास्तवे विद्या विद्ये मम तनो विद्युद्धव शरीरिणाम मोक्षबन्धकरी आद्ये मायया मे विनिर्मिते एकस्यैव ममांशस्य जीवस्यैव महामते बन्धोऽस्या विद्यया नादिः विद्यया च तथेतरः अथ बद्धस्य मुक्तस्य वैलक्षण्यं वदामि ते विरुद्धधर्मिणोस्तात् स्थितयोरेकधर्मिणे सुवर्णावेतौ सदृशौ सखायौ यदृच्छयैतौ कृतनीडौ च वृक्षे एकस्तयोः खादति पिप्पलान्नम् अन्यो निरन्नोऽपि बलेन भूयान् आत्मानमन्यं च स वेद विद्वान् अपिप्पलादो न तु पिप्पलादः यो अविद्यया युक्सतु नित्यबद्धः विद्यामयो यः स तु नित्यमुक्तः देहस्थोऽपि न देहस्थः विद्वान् स्वप्नात् यथोत्थितः अदेहस्थोऽपि देहस्थः कुमतिः स्वप्नदृक् यथा इन्द्रियैरिन्द्रियार्थेषु गुणैरपि गुणेषु च गृह्यमाणेष्वहं कुर्यात् न विद्वान् यस्त्वविक्रियः दैवाधीने शरीरेऽस्मिन् गुणभाव्येन कर्मणा वर्तमानो अबुधस्तत्र कर्तास्मीति निबध्यते एवं विरक्तः शयने आसनाटनमज्जने दर्शनस्पर्शनघ्राण भोजनश्रवणादिषु न तथा बध्यते विद्वान् तत्र तत्रादयन् गुणान् प्रकृतिस्थोऽप्यसंसक्तः यथा कं सवितानिलः वैशारद्येक्ष्या सङ्गचितया छिन्न संशयः प्रतिबुद्धः इव स्वप्नान् नानात्वात् विनिवर्तते यस्य स्युर्वीतसङ्कल्पाः प्राणेन्द्रियमनोधियां वृत्तयः स विनिर्मुक्तः देहस्थोऽपि तद्गुणैः यस्यात्मा हिंस्यते हिंस्रैः येन किञ्चित् यदृच्छया अर्च्यते वा क्वचित् तत्र न व्यतिक्रियते बुधः न स्तुवीत न निन्देत कुर्वतः साध्वसाधु वा वदतो गुणदोषाभ्यां वर्जितः समदृङ्मुनिः न कुर्यात् न वदेत् किञ्चित् न ध्यायेत् साध्वसाधु वा आत्मारो अमोनया वृत्त्या विचरेज्जडवन्मुनिः शब्दब्रह्मणि निष्णातः न निष्णायात् परे यदि श्रमस्तस्य श्रमफलः यथेनुमिव रक्षतः गां दुग्धदोहाम् असतीं च भार्यां देहं पराधीनमसत्प्रजां च वित्तं त्वतीर्थीकृतमङ्गवाचं हीनां मया रक्षति दुःखदुःखे यस्यां न मे पावनमङ्गकर्म स्थित्युद्भव प्राणनिरोधमस्य लीलावतारेप्सितजन्म वा स्यात् वन्द्यां गिरं तां बिभ्रयात् न धीरः एवं जिज्ञासया पोह्य नानात्वभ्रममात्मनि उभारमेत विरजं मनोमय्यर्प्य सर्वगे यद्यनीशोद्धारयितुं मनो ब्रह्मणि निश्चलं मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि निरपेक्षः समाचर श्रद्धाळोर्मे कथाः शृण्वन् सुभद्रालोकपावनि गायन्ननुस्मरन् कर्म जन्म चाभिनयन् मुहुः मदर्थे धर्मकामार्थान् आचरन् मद् अभाश्रयः लभते निश्चलां भक्तिं मय्युद्धव सनातने सत्सङ्गलब्धया भक्त्या मयि मां स उपासिता स वै मे दर्शितं सद्भिः अञ्जसा विन्दते पदम् उद्धव उवाच साधुस्तवोत्तमश्लोक मतः कीदृग्विदः प्रभो भक्तिः त्वय्युपयुज्येत कीदृशी सद्भिरादृता एतन्मे पुरुषाध्यक्ष लोकाध्यक्ष जगत्प्रभो प्रणतायानुरक्ताय प्रपन्नाय च कथ्यताम् त्वं ब्रह्म परमं व्योम पुरुषः प्रकृतेः परः अवतीर्णोऽसि भगवन् स्वेच्छोपात्थ पृथग् वपुः श्रीभगवानुवाच कृपाळुरकृतद्रोहः तितिक्षुः सर्वदेहिनां सत्यसारो अनवद्यात्मा समः सर्वोपकारकः कामैरहतधीर्दान्तः मृदुः शुचिरकिञ्चनः अनिहोमितभुक्षान्तः स्थिरो मच्चरणो मुनिः अप्रमत्तो गभीरात्मा धृतिमान् जितषड्गुणः अमानी मानदः कल्पः मैत्रः कारुणिकः आज्ञायैवं गुणान् दोषान् मयादिष्टानपि स्वकान् धर्मान् सन्त्यज्य यः सर्वान् मां भजेत स सत्तमः ज्ञात्वा ज्ञात्वाथं ये वै मां यावान् यश्चास्मि यादृशः भजन्ति अनन्यभावेन ते मे भक्ततमामताः मल्लिङ्गमद्भक्तजन दर्शनस्पर्शनार्चनं परिचर्यास्तुतिः प्रह्वा गुणकर्मानुकीर्तनं मत्कथाश्रवणे श्रद्धा मदनुध्यानमुद्धव सर्वलाभोपहरणं दास्येनात्मनिवेदनं मज्जन्म कर्मकथनं मम पर्वानुमोदनं गीतताण्डववादित्र गोष्ठीभिर्मद्गृहोत्सवः यात्राबलिविधानं च सर्ववार्षिकपर्वसु वैदिकी तान्त्रिकी दीक्षा मदीयव्रतधारणं ममार्चास्थापने श्रद्धा स्वतः संहत्य चोद्यमः उद्यानोपवना क्रीडा पुरमन्दिरकर्मणि सम्मार्जनोपलेपाभ्यां सेकमण्डलवर्तनैः गृहशुश्रूषणं मह्यं दासवद्यत् अमायया अमानित्वपदं हित्वं कृतस्यापरिकीर्तनम् अपि दीपावलोकं मे नोपयुञ्जात् निवेदितं यद्यदिष्टतमं लोके यच्चाति प्रियमात्मनः तत्तत् निवेदयन्मह्यं तदानन्त्याय कल्पते सूर्योऽग्निर्ब्राह्मणो गावः वैष्णवः खं मरुज्जलं भूरात्मा सर्वभूतानि भद्रपूजापदानि मे सूर्ये तु विद्यया त्रय्या हविषाग्नौ यजेत माम् आतिथ्येन तु विप्राग्र्ये गोष्वङ्गयवसादिना वैष्णवे बन्धुसत्कृत्या हृदि खेध्याननिष्ठया वायौ मुख्यधियातो ये द्रव्यैस्तोय पुरस्कृतैः स्तण्डिले मन्त्रहृदयैः भोगैरात्मानमात्मनि क्षेत्रज्ञं सर्वभूतेषु समत्वेन यजेत मां धिष्ण्येष्वेष्विति मद्रूपं शङ्खचक्रगदाम्बुजैः युक्तं चतुर्भुजं शान्तं ध्यायन्नर्चेत् समाहितः इष्टापूर्तेन माम् एवं यो यजेत समाहितः लभते मयि सद्भक्तिं मत्स्मृतिः साधु सेवया प्रायेण भक्तियोगेन सत्सङ्गेन विनोद्धव नोपायो विद्यते सद्र्यक् प्रायणं हि सतामहम् अथैतत्परमं गुह्यं शृण्वतो यदुनन्दन सुगोप्यमपि वक्ष्यामि त्वं मे भृत्यः सुहृत्सखा इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् 11 स्कन्धे एकादशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, श्रीभागवत शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसूत शरणं मम, श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीनारद शरणं मम, श्रीकुमार शरणं मम, श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम, श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम, श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्यं रसः, अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चत कर्हिचित्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादश स्कन्धः। मुक्तिरित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच। In this way, unless we give some time and do the chantings, then put the mind, then use the intellect, then understand the subject, then become Bhava Yukta Bhakta because of the intellectual understanding, and with that Bhakti Yukta Bhava, Bhava Yukta Bhakti, backed by the Jnanam, when we do Upasana Paramatma in the puja room, when we do the Upasana Paramatma in the form of the Jagat for a very long period of time, then all our identities with the upadhis, all our samskaras, all the karma vasanas, all our values unduly given to the nama rupatmaka jagat goes away. All that put together is the moha, the delusion goes away. Only after that, with that purity gained inside, when we that time study the Upanishadic Maha Mantras, which establish about the truth, the reality, the one without second, Parabrahma Tattva, we will be able to comprehend, we will be able to come to the deep understanding. We can also do the dhyana, the Vyasa, in which all these upadhis, including the vicharana doing buddhi, also we transcend. Then that subtlemost, all pervading self we experience. That is the end of the journey. Towards that, all our Upanishad Shastras are guiding every one of us who are studying it. This is how a sample, a trial, keep on doing till it happens to us. Now, in this Ekadasha Skandham, Mukti Skandham, hardly now 3-4 chapters are there. In that, the 28th chapter is again, it is of the essence of all the Upanishads. I tell you, ultimate Jnana Parabrahma Tattva, the Vicharana, total of all the Vedanta Prakriyas that are studied by us in various Shastra, they all will be studied. Before we do that one, in the 27, to prepare us for that, Bhagawanas trained us in doing the Upasanas. And unless we do Upasana, we can't surrender our Antakarana, Aham and Mama to Bhagavan. Unless we do so, His grace will not be received by us. Unless His grace is received, we cannot understand the Paratatva as it is. Therefore, to make us definitely do the Upasana so that we become available for God's grace further for the Tattva Jnana, Bhagavan is showing us the great, grand, glorious Falashruti if we do the Upasanas and Pujas. When we do the puja at home, there Bhagavan said us कि एवं क्रिया योगपतैहि पुमान वैदिक तांत्रिकैहि अर्चन उभयतः सिद्धिं मत्ततः विन्दति अवीप्सितम्. When you this way Kriya Yoga से उपासना मेरा करोगे, you will get the gross results of the worldly things and the sublime result of Atma Anubhuti also. One thing he told that. Then in the next four slokas, yesterday, day before we were seeing it, today also we'll touch little and conclude that. Same way when we cater for the people in the world to do the puja by making the mandiras, by making all the puja sthala, by making all the arrangements required for that, also the great, grand, glorious results Bhagavan is putting in front of us. That whole Falashruti is Rochanartha, it is called in Vedanta, in Shastra. Rochanartha means Prarochanam. To create Ruchi in us to do that, the Falashruti is set. And that Phala definitely is given. And when we go through the Phala, we understand and we also smile at the Lord to make me do these things you have given me this Phala. Now I understand that this Phala which you are giving me also is not ultimate. What I want is to establish in the truth only. Now tell me the Lord how to do that. Now this is the exclusive sadhana of going to Guru, do the Sharanagati, he will teach you Tattvas Mahavakya. He teaches you how to do the Viveka using the Mahavakya Upadesham and thus go into the Lakshyartha both Tat and Tvapada and discover the oneness between them as an Asi and you are that. But before that, Bhagavan gives such a beautiful results promised. If we help the society also to do the upasanas by establishing mandira. So therefore, रूम में हमारा पुजारों में मंदिर का establish करके पूजा करना है. Hridaya also you have to establish mandir and do the puja. Then in the samaja also you have to establish mandir and see that the people do the puja in communal way. And through that, in everybody's heart, the mandir has to be established and every jiva in their heart of temple only does the puja of their own devata. Thus all of us should become the व्यवहार में outside activity time में Bhagavan's bhaktas and upasakas and pujaris. With this what will happen? The one side is our negative life goes and ends. Other side, whatever the arthakama we need, Bhagavan anyway provides them. More than that, he will expose us to the moksha purushartha also. Entire humanity has to become bhaktas, sadhakas, upasakas only outside. That qualifies for the inner journey also to go beyond all Rupa Nama and discover the truth that is covered by this Rupa Nama delusion. So we have seen all that exhaustively. Bhagavan says, Madarcham Samparatishthapya Mandiram Karayet Drudham. Make the murti of mine established. Then around that make a beautiful temple. Pushpa Udyanani Ramyani. Make all the Ramya means beautiful. Pushpa Udyanani, the gardens, etc., where flowers, fruits, leaves, which are required for the Upasana Puja, are grown. Make that first one, fourth one, Puja Yatra Utsava Ashritan. All the arrangement required for doing the regular pujas, then occasional yatras and occasional utsavas. Again and again we have to read this. Again and again we have to feel. Then we start doing little. It will really give us the taste and joy. Okay, now when Bhagavan says all this, अपने औकात के हिसाब से what we can do. As we said, those who have the money, they give the money. Those who have the time, they give the time. Those who have the physical help able to do, they do the physical help. Those who can help in the prachara, they can help in prachara. In whatever the quantity. In all these service-oriented activities, the inspiration for us is every bandar which went to help Bhagavan Rama's karya. The inspiration for us is that small squirrel also, the Gilhari. Though I have not seen the Gilhari in Valmiki or Tulsi Ramayana, अध्यात्म में देखेंगे बाद में होगा कि नहीं. See the Vanaras. Not even no one Vanara did every of the activity. But every Vanara did what they were told, what they could do at their capacity. Whether it is en route paving the path, whether it is making the bridge up, whether it is fighting with the Rakshasas and eliminated thing, हर एक बंदा अपना जो कर सकता था किया. And the example of this squirrel also, it has done small work. It is our clear understanding that matters. Then, with whatever resources we have, we do that. If you can really afford, you are so luckiest fellow that you have got now Bhagwan's guidance as to how to use our resources. अपने resources को कैसे use करें. Both the money resource make a temple. Time resource, you only become pujari there and start doing it. And don't take a neat prasad only yourself, spend to everybody. So you can do wonderfully. In one of the center, there's one person, very working hard, took the money from everybody. He also gave the money or not, I don't know. But somehow the good place has come up. Now I believe that person only will become Babaji and become the head of that center and does his own puja. अपना पूजा मत करना, भगवान का करना. So, मदर्चाम संप्रतिष्ठाप्य मंदिरम कारयेत्. Then don't be miser in this regard. पूजादीनाम प्रवाहार्थम महापर्वसु अथ अन्वहम. So regular puja होने के लिए on महापर्व दिन as well as pratidina every day kshetrapana puragraman dattva matsarshtamya give kshetrapana puragrama ityadi, then you will become one with you. So Bhagavan is giving biggest target. Target also biggest too, and the benefit Bhagavan is promising also is biggest. What is the target given? Kshetra apana pura graman datva. क्षेत्रों को आपना पूरा ग्राम इन सबको तुम दान दे दो मंदिरों के लिए. But साश्रिता मियाता, you will reach to me, you will become equivalent to me. So in such a hugest thing Bhagavan told us to give means what? Work throughout life and earn all this and offer all this for the temple. Don't keep anything for you. Please understand, everything is given with a God. बाकी उनको ही दे दो, उन्हीं के मंदिर बनाकर उसमें पूजा आदि करने के लिए. This is how Bhagavan's, we can take it as an advice or an order. And after listening all that, we can never say that we never knew or we were never told by anyone as to how to do the upasana at the total level, what Bhagavan expected from us with all the resources. Mat sarshitamiyat. You will become equivalent to me when we give all kshetra. पूरे खेती को देखो. भगवान से शेयर दे दो, हम कहते हमको दे दो भगवान. When we give to Bhagavan, Bhagavan takes what we give and he gives himself to us. When we ask from Bhagavan, he gives us what we want, but he keeps us away from him. Not he keeps us away. The things which we get from him have natural tendency to make us involved in them so much that we forget the giver. Then in whatever the way you can imagine in your mind about all these things, ki when that way temple is made, pujar is appointed, facilities are provided, lot of pujas regularly happening, everybody around are coming and getting benefit. And along with upasana puja, as we said, and all cultural activities, spiritual activities are centered in that temple. Imagine how beautiful would be that locality. Is it not? Revel, enjoy. All this is called Sattvika Sukham. What we now involve in this enjoyment of TVs and all the eatables, bhoga, all that is Rajasika Sukham. After all that, so much tired, exhausted, that we like buffalo sleep, that called Tamasika Sukham. All are Sukha, but the Tamasika which goes on blinding us for lives together. Rajasika Sukha, for that mind is always agitated, quarrels with others and all. But in Sattvika Sukha, those shortcomings are not there, and it is what is advised by the Shastra. This Sattvika Sukha only equips us later on for the Gunatita Ananda Aparamatma. Satvik के परे वाला भगवान का आनंद. You should imagine that 20 years, all those people around the temple are regularly attending all the programs in temple, and there are one or two great Mahatmas who are there giving them pravachana also about Purana, also about Vedanta. In that 15-20 years, when they thoroughly listen all that, will they not understand the crux of what is the meaning of bhakti, in which the final step is Sharanagati. Like you are slowly coming to understand in these 2.5 years because of regular listening. So too, when they listen to Upanishads so exhaustively regular, will they not understand how the truth alone is reality? Then the mind, which is called Maya at our level, is playing the cheating of entire world of imagination and projection. World is projected, then that projected world is superimposed on the absolute truth. Truth is always remaining same. We are denied of its darshana because of getting bound by the superimposition and projection. Then slowly will he not use his own intellect by studying the Vedanta Shastras and all to come out of this delusion of projection and delusion of superimposition. हो जाएगा. Then you will not trust anymore his indriyas, mana buddhi को थोड़ा use करना पड़ता है. Then he will touch the core within himself first of the self. Then he transcends the rupanam of the world and sees the substratum behind. He knows that substratum there, the self here is one and same. In that 15 to 18 years of effort, the Siddhanta Jnana becomes pakka. Then using that Siddhanta Jnana, when he spends more and more time in his own seclusion, in that his own meditation, nididhyasanam, then the glimpses will come. If not, maybe in the next to next life or next life, 2-3 janam mein ho jata. I'm telling you, imagine. If somebody is listening to Vedanta Bhakti regularly in the temple along with Upasanas. And the lower level of benefits. I told you the highest. The lower of benefits, the Purana Kathas are going on and children are taught about all the great stories of our ancient rishis, munis and avatars and bhaktas. How beautifully equipped would be the youngsters, all of them right from childhood. They are taught bhajana, kirtana, stotras. They are given various roles of the Purana Itihasas to play. उनका पूरा हृदय सनातन धर्ममय भक्तिमय चिन्मय हो जाएगा कि नहीं बोलो. When the youngsters or children are taught all these morals and ethics, how beautifully their whole life is. कितना बढ़िया रहेगा. Imagine करो, there is a village, some 1,000 people are there are temple and all are related to the temple and all these are happening along with their own professions, whatever they do. है कि नहीं. बहुत चीज़ चाहिए जीने के लिए, तो उनको बनाने वाले प्रोफेशंस होते हैं, तो दे हैव टू डू इट. बट मॉर्निंग मंदिर जाके आ गए, थ्रू आउट द डे वॉक इन द फील्ड, एंड देन इवनिंग अगेन गो टू टेम्पल, कंक्लूड द डे, come back by 8:30, do your last routines of the day, sleep and early morning go. ऐसा बनाने से ही रूटीन को हम अपने आप को बचाते हैं. बड़े अपने आप को बचाना. The mind, which is such a terrible devil, will go on imagining, projecting thousands of sankalpas, and to fulfill those nonsensical sankalpas, the entire time, entire energies, entire body, mind, senses are employed only in that. जिस दिन हमको ये क्लिक करेगा, we told you this million times, कि our life we have only 3 things to do. One, clear the debts. Second, purify the upadhis. Third, use the upadhi to reach the truth. Only these 3 we have to do. Anything other than this is projection of mind. Maya is only imagination. It is going to tie us down, bind us more and more to the Janma Mara Samsara. That day when we understand it, we are so lucky. We are here to clear the debts. Through doing our dharma, all of that, the debts are getting cleared. Then doing whatever Guru said, the sevas, upasana, sadhanas, we get the antakarana shuddha. With the shuddha antakarana, the tattvamasi Maha will listen and we contemplate and know the truth. Anything other than these 3 is destructive, detrimental, uncalled for, not required. We will understand. And nowadays, on the name of freedom and all, how much we are falling trapped to this mind and trapped to this Maya and Moha, you all know. बचाओ अपने आप को. So here Bhagavan is saying, Mat Sastitam you will get. If you really this way पूजा आदियों का प्रवाह के लिए क्षेत्र आपण पुरग्राम इत्यादि तुम लैविशली दान करोगे तो कर दो. Now the keep it there. I'm in class. So pratishtaya sarvabhaumam sadmana bhuvanattrayam pujadina brahmalokam trivirvatsamyatam yat. You keep it there. प्रतिष्ठया सार्वभौमं सद्मना भुवनत्रयं पूजादिना ब्रह्मलोकं त्रिभिर्मत्साम्यतां यात्. See the four, what a beautiful results Bhagavan is promising. We are seeing it yesterday, day before also, today also. Maybe Bhagavan wants us either to get bored and close ears or get bored in the heart about these things, and we should take up the initiative and do it. भगवान का गुरु का एक कृपा बताए क्या है कि जब तक हम नहीं करते साधना पीछे पड़े रहते. That is the kripa of Bhagavan Guru. And when we understand it at the matured level, then we just rectify our mistake and do it. At the immature level, if we don't understand, we say, आपने बोल दिया ना, मैंने सुन लिया ना, आप दोबारा क्यों बोल रहे हो? अरे महाराज, सुनने के लिए बोल नहीं रहे थे, करने के लिए बोल रहे थे, फिर करने तक बोलते जाएंगे. मैं नहीं करूंगा, मत करो, मैं तो बोलता जाऊंगा. नहीं बोलना, नहीं रोक सकते मुझे, हम तो बोलते जाएंगे. See, that is a karuna of Guru and Bhagavan. Till we do it, they are behind us to teaching in one or the other form all the time. Repeat karte jayenge. That is Krupa Bhagavan. You know, because they like us, because we have said that we are available for sadhana. हाँ, देखो कोई बंदे होते हैं, कि when you just like that talk to that fellow, he is a seller of some item. तुमने ऐसे टाइम पास के लिए भी उसे पूछा कि आइटम कितने का है, वो बंदा एक चीज आपको बेचने तक नहीं छोड़ता. डू यू सी सम पीपल, दे आर देयर, नो? देन दे विल टॉक टू यू इन सच ए मैनर कि यार इतनी चीजों एक तो खरीदो, एक तो खरीदो. यू से चल यार तुम्हारे वास्ते करके वन थिंग वी बाय. सेम nagging are Guru and Bhagavan. By mistake, if you say that I am sadhaka, I am not 100% samsari, that is enough for them. जब तक अपना चीज वो बेचेंगे नहीं हमको, वो हमारे पीछे पड़ेंगे, हम कहीं जा नहीं सकते. Now, do you see today in the 11th chapter what we were chanting? Bhagavan was saying the same things to Uddhava. 2-3 days back also in the Navayogi Varnana also we saw same upasanas they did. We have studied it 2 times so exhaustively that we forgot. When we are now studying it, it looking so fresh, as if kabhi padhe hi nahi. Do you remember the 11th chapter? Exactly same thing. See, if you see, Majjanma Karma Katanam Mama Parvanumodanam Gita Tandava Vaditra Goshtivir Mad Gruha Utsavaha यात्रा बलि विधानम सर्व वार्षिक पर्वसु. सी वैदिकी तांत्रिकी दीक्षा मदीय व्रत धारणम मम अर्चन स्थापने श्रद्धा स्वतः संहत्य च उद्यमः उद्यान उपवन क्रीडा पुर मंदिर कर्मणि. then yourself do सम्मार्जन उपलेपाभ्याम सेक मंडल वर्तमनै गृह शुश्रूषणम मह्यम दासवद्यत अमाया. Everything was so thought by Bhagavan Krishna in the 11th chapter. Same thing we are seeing here also. Within 15 chapter में 2 बार. और उसे मैंने when the Navayogis were asked by Raja Nemi, one of the thing was told was again the Vaidiki Tantric Upasana. And this was told again in the first skanda, second skanda, third, every skanda में वही. अब बोर हो गए इस पुराण करके. If you take other Puranas, they will be telling the same. Till what time? So till we practice and reach him. That is the Karuna Bhagavan. Somehow Bhagavan wants to give mukti to every jiva. And his effort jari. And some of us, if we are matured, luckily we are not yet, we know. Then we understand and we also muskurate. Bhagavan, ab samajh mein aa, अब सडनली सब कुछ एक बार नहीं होता. मैं कमिटेड हूँ, मैं प्रॉमिस कर रहा हूँ, गॉड गॉड प्रॉमिस. नाउ आई एम इनटू स्पिरिचुअलिटी, आई एम डूइंग लिटिल बाय लिटिल. Sometime I may sleep, I may go here and there, but pull me back to you. Now I'm not going to trouble you so much. ऐसा खुद के हृदय से जब होता है, भगवान को थोड़ा अच्छा लगता है. अच्छा, नाउ ही सेज आई नीड नॉट वरी. अदरवाइज भगवान इज मोर वरीड देन ऑल ऑफ अस फॉर आवर ओन मुक्ति. That he shows is by repeatedly telling us. So, pratishtaya sarvabhaumam, do the pratishtha of the mandira, you get the sarvabhauma, entire bhumi is under your disposal, and that type of result. Sadmana bhuvanatrayam. If you make the murti, the sarabhamam, if you make the temple around it, the murti, you get the bhuvanatrayam. All the three worlds are given to you as the, you will become Indra. Under Indra are the three worlds. Then Pujadina Brahmalokam. When we help in doing puja and also yatra, then the utsavas, for that we can cater, then you get Brahmalokam. If somebody is very enthusiastic and says, तीनों मैं कराऊंगा, there are some people, they make the idol also, make the temple also, they sponsor everything for the pujas to happen regularly, occasionally, utsavas, everything. Are Baba, mat samyatam yat. They'll become sama with me. If all the three are done, tribhir mat samyatam yat. Now I tell you few things. हम इतने इंटेलिजेंटली बेवकूफ होते हैं और अपने ही यूजलेस इंटेलेक्ट से हम लुढ़क जाते हैं कि भगवान गेव स्मॉल साधना फॉर द बिगेस्ट रिजल्ट. आई टोल्ड यू द अदर डे, sometimes you are very intelligent. In all the online shoppings, there are super offers would be there. You are alert about them. In case that offer, आपको कभी 60, 70, 80% का रिबेट मिल जाता. But you have to watch out. You have to be very careful. They won't give all the time. You know, those who have the habit of online purchasing, they know it. Nowadays की बात है. पिछले 5-6 साल से हो रहा है, उससे पहले नहीं था. But they just look at, they know which are the people who give offer on what thing at what time. So they keep spared it. You understand? Sometimes groceries के ऊपर, some eatables के ऊपर, some fruits के ऊपर, so on all the detergent, there are the offers are given. They just encash it. Intelligent. The Buddhu log like you and me go to shop when there's too much costly. And we buy it. After we buy it, within 3 days, the cost comes down. In the same way, बातों बातों में ही भगवान ना हमको ऐसे ऑफर्स देते हैं. If you encash that, you know, the benefits are such a huge ones. You know, already they are all told to us in many occasions. You understand? Like, just take the pranama and do the upasana of it, you will get Mahat Brahma and Parat Brahma. This is such a beautiful offer. You are doing only the Om Upasana, you are reaching Mahat and Parat Brahma. इससे बढ़कर ऑफर हो सकता है क्या? बट ऑलरेडी दिया गया है हमको. मॉर्निंग क्लास में कल कंक्लूड हुआ, आज कंक्लूड हुआ. Still the offer is valid. But we are so buddhus, no, we are not using it. We are told to take Lord Rama name or Krishna Nama Nirantara. The offer is you are freed from all the papa. Sarvadanan Pariteja Mamekam Shamraja Ananya Shintantamam Ejna Barfaste. These are all the offers given by Bhagwan for us. That you encash it, you get the best of the thing. And what you have to do is chota hi kaam. मेरा अनन्य चिंता करो. अब मेरे से अन्य जो चिंता करे हो, that is the cause of all your dukha. When you don't do the chinta of the world and people, you are freed from your dukha. They are also happy. आजकल कोई भी, even children also don't want you to think about them, advise them, run behind them. छोड़ो ना पापा मुझे, that 13-year fellow, 14-year fellow says. Parents are hairan nowadays. ये क्या सॉन्ग, मेरे बच्चे मेरी बात ही नहीं सुने, मेरा एडवाइस ही नहीं ले रहे. They have become so fast, so independent. अरे lucky fellow, make use of that time and do your sadhana. अन्य चिंता को छोड़, मेरा चिंता कर. See, few years we do that investment, what a result it is. Offers are spectacular. in spirituality, but we are blind to them. One of them is this one. With whatever money you have, establish one temple with Murti Bhagwan, allow for the upasanas and all, then tell the Lord. आपने कहा भागवत में, स्वामी जी ने हमको 3-4 बार जबरदस्ती पढ़ाया, तो हमने किया है. भगवान, वेयर इज माई मत्साम्यतामियात? भगवान से, अरे अब ये देश चल रहा है, तुम्हें मार के थोड़ी ले जाऊं मैं, पहले इसको खत्म होने दो प्रारब्ध, यू विल बी टेकन. Small things to be done, big things to get done. That's what the Gita. Salpamapi asya dharmasya anushtitam mahata bhayatu trayate. We should encash it. We should not worry about big sadhanas of all the छोटा छोटा दिया जा रहा है, उसको करते जाओ बस. Is it not? Like we saw in morning Taittiriya, the Vyaharti Upasanas ityadi were told for the Madhyamadhikaris. Pankta Upasana was told for Mandadhikari. Pranava Upasana is told for Uttamadhikari. उत्तमाधिकारी क्या होता है? जो इंटेलिजेंट होता है, हल्के में ही सब समझ ले सकता है, उसको ओम दे दिया. एंड व्हाट इज उपासना? ओम, ओम इति ब्रह्मा, ओम इति जगम सर्वम. दैट्स ऑल. Only two. The other whole portion is only to tell us कि how the yajna में all the Purohitas, while doing other activity, they were keeping in the mind Om alone is Brahma and Om alone is everything. And they performed the yajna. And all of them reached the ultimate. हो गया आपको लघु उपाय मिल गया, करो उसको. This is one of them. Tribhir mat samyatam yat. Do you understand? Then what of my vasanas, the karma samskaras, the all janma janma koti janmों का हमने पाप संचय किया. भगवान से यार तू क्यों चिंता कर रहा है? It's all cleared. You make my mandira and make the pujas happen regularly. For that, give all those things. Trivir mat samyatam yat. You listen to me. And all the NRIs, who settled in foreign countries, or their children settled, they have their houses in India. What to do, they don't know. कौन आगे का पूजा करता है, इसलिए वो लोग पेपर में भी नहीं देते, किसी को बदले भी नहीं. अब अपने घरों को मंदिर बनाओ. इज इट नॉट? मंदिर बनाने से वो मिसयूज जो करेगा उसको पाप लगेगा, तुमको कोई नुकसान नहीं. एंड यू विल गेट ओनली द ग्रेटेस्ट ऑफ द पुण्यम. If you have 3-4 houses in India and you are not settling in India, make a temple there. Dismantle everything, make that जगह मंदिर बनाओ और पुजारी के लगा दो, होएगा. हो गया तुम्हारा काम. बाद में वो मेंटेन होगा. You give resource your capacity. How it goes on, His कृपा. He sees you have done. You are given what you have to. अरे वाह. एंड ये विलिंगली हमें देने से हमको फायदा. अदरवाइज यू पुट इट फॉर सेल and the purchaser will create over disturbance and he'll bargain so much less amount, you get it, and then on that also you pay the taxes to government. Out of everything what remains with you is frustration. but दिल खोल के खुद ही आप ऐसे काम के लिए दे दो, हम तो ले नहीं जाएंगे साथ में. and what is done by that property left by us, earned by us, after we leave, guaranteedly it will not be better than what you know. But you know it now, you are studying Bhagavata, अब खुद ही करो. What a wonderful idea it is. I'm telling जिन को जैसे जैसे possible है, whatever the lands you have, fields you have, villages में मंदिर बना देना. देखो वो मंदिर 10 साल चलेगा, 50 साल चलेगा, 100 साल चलेगा, you need not worry. जब तक चलेगा और भगवान के all the spiritual divine thoughts, vibrations will be there in the world to protect the world. That's the idea. Everywhere mandiras have happened, then who will maintain them in tomorrow, future? Why do you worry? Is anybody thinking that technological people के करोड़ों कंप्यूटर, सेल फोन सब बनाए जा रहे हैं, सब कहाँ फुस लगाओगे बाद में? Are they thinking? No, then why do you worry? When they don't think because it's even that destructive, why do you worry a temple? Temple is not such type of thing where it's going to destroy the nature and all. Any such doubts remove individually as collectively. And I know some very noble families. Father left lot of property, those three or four brothers, so cute. They said, Bhaiya, humko papa ne itna diya, and we are also well off. Let us each of us from our property given by the father, 25%, 20% jodkar, माता पिता के नाम पे we'll make a temple. They made it. मेरे को तो सुनकर तो इतना आंखों में पानी आनंद आया. Such a noble children. Ki parents have given us birth, they give us everything. We are well settled, we are earning good money. Now a lot of money also they left behind and went. उनका फ्यूचर, उनका ऊर्ध्वगति अच्छा हो जाए तो उनके नाम पे एक हम भगवान राम या हनुमान जी मंदिर बनाएंगे. बना दिया उन्होंने and they are going on. Like that in India, no, so many places the temples are run by the children, very loving and kind on the name of their parents and grandparents. इसलिए उन मंदिर में लिखा भी रहता है श्री राम मंदिर sponsored by so and so. Good idea, no? Nowadays children will do it or not, we don't know. We should not doubt them, we should not trust them. You decide yours. करके जाना बेटर, लिख के जाने से कम काम होता है. गारंटी नहीं उसको कोई फाड़ दिया तो, है ना. Any type of will we write, who knows, अरे आजकल any घोटाला will be there. Is it not? किसको आप ट्रस्ट कर सकते हो? You should never trust nowadays with regard to this. किसका दिमाग पैसे देकर फिर जाता है पता नहीं. खुद का नहीं बिगड़ा तो somebody will spoil his mind. So अपने आंखों के सामने कर दो, that is better. Like if I write my will, I am dying after my death, whatever money I have, with that a temple is made. I die with satisfaction. But the one who is executing the will, if he is corrupt, it can be manipulated. ना आजकल कुछ भी हो सकता है, नहीं करना चाहिए, but with the influences and all that, will is lost, therefore he has not given it. Therefore, naturally, who are the what do you say, the heirs, legal heirs कहते हैं उसको. The legal heirs, then they divide the property. इसके बजाय खुद बना देना. किसी को भरोसा नहीं करना. भरोसा कि क्यों करें? भगवान टेलिंग यू डू इट. ही नेवर टोल्ड एनीवेयर, बेटा तुम जाने के टाइम मिल निकले जाना, तुम्हारे पुत्र करेंगे. पुत्र विल आल्सो डू, ही विल एंजॉय एंड ही विल राइट टुवर्ड द एंड, यार मैं पापा टोल्ड मी टू डू, आई कुड नॉट डू, तू कर मैं जा रहा. वो भी नहीं करेंगे, ऐसे चलता रहेगा. सो पॉइंट इज व्हाट, त्रिभिर्मत्स्याम्यताम यात. And in the beginning only, let us say the age of 45, 50 only, you spend money making it, you can be regular. There are some people in this way, they make a temple, entire family once in a week or month, go there and do all those pujas. Whoever have told them, they might have told them with the Bhagavat authority. The people may not know the authority of Bhagavata, but they are doing what their guru said. And while doing it, they are doing great sadhana. एंड इन आवर तेलुगु मूवीज नो 1970s से लेकर 80 तक, 75 80 तक, almost in all the movies there will be a temple owned by some family and they sponsor the temple, pujari does puja for them. In fact, the movie starts with that culture only, that beautiful scene. It was so touching, wonderful. And they do the occasional big utsavas in the temple and all. I like this portion, that's why I'm not leaving it and going. Now, after that, Bhagavan says in the 53 mantra, the conclusion. He told about the upasanas, he told about the temple construction, maintenance, सब कुछ आप करो, बहुत बड़ा बड़ा फल उन्होंने promise कर दी. Don't ask me to repeat it again, you must read it 10 times till you get convinced and start doing it. He says, Mameva nairapekshena bhakti yogena vindati bhakti yogam salavate evam yaha pujayetamam. Listen carefully. Mam eva, me only, nairapekshena, without any phalasakti, yaha pujayeta, whoever does the said upasana. So, bhakti yogena, bhaktim salabate, then mam labate. So, mameva nairabhakshena, bhakti yogena, yaha mam pujayeta, saha bhakti yogam vindati, mam labate. This little trickish thing I can't convey, you can't catch it, still we try it. It's a simple, in that only सब point रहता है लेकिन वो पकड़ में नहीं आता. Only when the heart is very very subtle and pure you will catch it. Bhagavan says without any phalapeksha, whatever the above said things are done, where you make the temples etc., are the things before that are told, you do them, called as the Vaidika Tantrika Mishra Puja, without any phalapeksha. Then the true devotion you will enjoy. निरपेक्षता से करो तो भक्ति का रहस्य पता चले, अनुभव में आएगा वो. And that bhakti makes you surrender so much to me that mam vindati, you will experience me. Brahma rupena also, sarva vyapaka, paramatma rupena also. Nirguna Brahma rupena, sarva vyapaka Vishnu or sarva vyapaka rupena pi. Vishnu vyapnoti. निरपेक्षता से करते जाओ, भगवान से ऐसा, I'll give you the true bhakti. Then you will reach me. And what is true bhakti? Only when you study the books like Narada Bhakti Sutra, that you will understand. And about bhakti, आप जितना भी explain करो सब कम है. Just like Vedanta Brahma Tattva. See, अथातो भक्ति में आख्यास्यामः सा तो अस्मिन् परम प्रेम रूपा अमृत स्वरूपा च ये लब्ध्वा पुमान् मत्तो सिद्धो भवति तृप्तो भवति आत्मा रामो भवति यज्ञात्वा न किंचित वांछति न शोचति न रमते न द्वेष्टि नोत्साही भवति मत्तो भवति स्तब्धो भवति आत्मा रामो भवति. Narad struggles so much to explain. Everything is explaining, but it is not catchable. Because what is experiencing is not tellable in the words, but he is struggling. Sahana kamayamana nirodha rupatvat nirodhastu loka veda vyapara nyasa अन्याश्रयाणाम त्यागो अन्यथा. He goes on talking, इतना बोल देते, फिर भी उनको खुद तृप्ति नहीं होती. अभी बोलो 81st सूत्र से talks. Still he can't convey what is experiencing. Then he tells you 11 types of bhakti are there, one only but 11 types, do all of them. And that is what Hanumanji, Bibhishana, all of them have done, and they are experiencing it. You also do that. Bhakti Acharyas have done it. It's a very good text it is. Study it sometime. Very deep, very. It is, how much ever you tell, it appears that you understood, but it will not come into the catch. Because मनोबुद्धि के अतीत होते हैं प्योर भक्ति का अनुभव और ज्ञान का अनुभव. That devotion, Bhagavan says, Bhakti Yogam Vindati, then Mam Lavate. He will experience the true bhakti, and through that he will reach me. अलग ही है. कैसा होता है हमें बता नहीं सकते, अनुभव है बस वो. Any example told will not match with it. Any example, it will not match with it, all that. That unmatchable devotional experience, भगवान says it. देखो ऐसी बात नहीं है ना, तो सडनली भगवान कह रहे हैं कि आप पूजा बिना अपेक्षा के करो तो तुमको भक्ति मिलेगा और मुझे ये तो 1000 बार बोल चुके हो ना. व्हाट इज स्पेशल टू टेल दिस एट द एंड ऑफ दिस चैप्टर? दैट इज द रहस्य. This bhakti yoga is what, not what you were so far studying about, some emotions, some tears in the eyes, sometime feeling intellectually that Bhagavan is giving me so much, I must be grateful to him. जो थोड़ा थोड़ा हमको कभी भक्ति का अटैक होता है कि नहीं, वो वाला कि नहीं कर रहे बात यहाँ. That bhakti of Vibhishana, bhakti of Hanuman ji, Bhakti of that Prahlada, bhakti of Naradaji, that lavate. Actually, at that bhakti level, भक्ति और ज्ञान का एकता समझ में आता है, अनुभव आ जाता है. In that ultimate bhakti, he doesn't remain at any level separate from Bhagavan. Doesn't remain separate from Bhagavan even for a millimicrosecond also. That much. अब कैसे बताए? It's impossible to say. Human language and its limitations, thoughts and their limitations, we understand when we try to explain these glorious things. Okay, now finally, what is said so far? You do the upasana of me through Kriya Yoga techniques given through this Vaidika Tantrika Mishra Paddhati. Then also in the society, spread this glorious, most useful and beneficial Paddhati of upasana, etc. by establishing the mandiras as many as possible. See to it that they are all maintained. For that, what is required, you give. Go on. There's a temple, there's a committee, the trust is there, in that amounts are deposited. And in India, thousands of them going on happening. At most of those Indian temples, the NRIs really luxuriously, lavishly they sponsor. उन सबको प्रणाम नमस्कार. And they are making their own temples there also in US and all those deshas and कर रहे हैं. अच्छा, यही अपनी भारतीय संस्कृति. भगवान को छोड़ो मत किसी भी कीमत पर. After saying that, Bhagavan told, you will get that bhakti which cannot be explained, then you will reach me also. When you do nairapekshena, without any apeksha of sarvabhaumam, apeksha of lokatrayam, apeksha of brahmaloka, or even mat samyatam. कोई भी संकल्प नहीं करते हुए सिर्फ उपासना करो. भगवान says that ultimate bhakti and reaching me, these are the results you are getting. Having said all these most divine, beautiful, positive things, now in the last one shloka, but when Bhagavan talks about some warning also, some very harsh means a very important thing he says. Now, in these 53 shlokas, what we studied bhakti, and uska importance jitna hai, what warning and what threatening Bhagavan is giving in only one shloka, 54, is equal weight, both of them. दोनों का एक ही तरह का वजन है. इतना जो 53 में बताया और एक 54 में बता रहे. We have to look it into like that. And very essential, that also equally. भगवान के मुख से आ रहा है. And when it comes from his mouth, whether it's a promise that he said he will give this or that, he will fulfill that. And the other pratigna also, when he does, कि if something is wrong done, this punishment will be given to you, वो भी भगवान करेंगे. So what is said in this 54th verse is, if someone is misusing the properties which are meant for the upasana, they will go to the Bhayankara Krimi that Naraka, Krimi Bhoj, nahi, Krimi Bhojana Naraka, nahi, Vidbhuja Narakam, where you are made as a Krimi Kitaka and you are thrown into the Vit. Vit means fecal matter. In that you are thrown for one, उसके बाद 4 4 8 0 लगाओ तो उतने समय तक, उतने सालों तक वहां तुमको रखा जाएगा. That shloka I will read now, and slowly in 2 or 3 minutes we try to feel the meaning of it. Because it's only one shloka and the one thought is very direct, simple. Much of the explanation is not required, but too much of the feeling we must have. Let us read it. Yah swadattam parayirdattam hareta suravi prayoh vrittim sajayate vidbhuga varshanam ayutayutam. Yah swadattam parayirdattam hareta suravi prayoh vrittim sajayate vidbhuga varshanam ayutayutam. एक श्लोक वार्निंग. यह, whoever he may be, he who. Swadattam, the money, etc., given by himself, given by Paramatma himself, Swadatta means. And also Parahi Dattam, whatever the money, etc., given by somebody else also. To whom? Sura Viprayoho. For the temples, Sura means temples, Vipra means for the pujaris and Brahmanas. So Sura Vipronko for the Brahmanas and the Mandiras Devatas. The wealth that is given by yourself or by the Lord it is given, unknown source it is called, or others have given. That wealth, Hareta. If somebody does the haranam of that wealth, looting of that wealth, theft of that wealth, if somebody takes away that wealth for his own personal utilization, by any of the means that people do, if you do that, then vrittim and then sura viprayoho vrittim hareta. Vritti means what? All the things that are provided for them. If somebody takes them away, sa jayate vit bhoga. He'll be born as a vit bhoga. Bhoga means khane wala. Vit means the fecal matter. Vit bhoga varshanam ayuta ayutam. Ayuta 10,000. Ayuta is again multiplied by 10,000. Varshanam, the number of years. So many years he will become the Kida Makoda in that septic tanker. If somebody takes away the vritti, means all that is given by yourself as by anybody else to the temple as well as to the pujari or brahmana. सुर विप्रयो हो दोनों लिखा है. सुर इज मंदिरों में. Up now, this portion is so important. Why this warning, Bhagwan? Because when we are inspired by what is said earlier and we sponsor the temple, so at the same time, there is other Rakshasas also who are not bhaktas, devotees, then they are ready to pounce upon and grab it. To them, Bhagavan has to give the warning, no? This is what. And truly they will get that punishment of becoming Vitbhuga for 10 crores of years or even more than 100 crores of years. Suraviprayoho vruttim hareta swadattam parairudatta. Means they become obstruction, hindrance for the conduction of the regular temple activities by taking away all the property. And of the Brahmana who is now, ब्राह्मण का वृत्ति का ग्रहण करना मतलब क्या है? उनको मौका नहीं देना, उनको सप्रेस करना, उनके वृत्ति को डिस्टर्ब करना. So if you do some harm to the Panditji and send him away, there is no pujari to do the puja in the temple. That is the one sin. Another is what? Panditji is there, but the money of the temple you have misused, then the pujari is not able to do puja, the resources are not there. Both of the people will become Vitbhuga Varshanam Ayutayutam. Is it not? Now, all the three people will have to think about it now. Now, very sensitive it. I can develop this topic for hours together, but I'll not talk that much. First thing is a government. Is the government giving money to the temples through endowment department are taking the money from the government temples and not using for the temple purpose? Then all the government officials, prime minister ho, chief minister ho, imagine karo, they'll become kido makode. MLAs, MPs, काउंसिलर्स कोई भी हो, मंदिर का पैसा लेकर मंदिर का काम नहीं कर रहे हैं, so they will be that way become krumi. Point one. Point two, most important, more practical is the committee members who are there in those ashramas or temples. Is it not? You can misuse you can matlab can nahi. The punishment given if the government's money is misused, less. The punishment will be less, but not the divine thing. Therefore, those so-called trust members, etc., when any temple is flourishing, for some reason, lot of wealth starts coming because the people are coming. Then, if they misuse that money, is it not? They also will become Krumivit. The trustees, the management, the committee, अकल है ना, एक रुपया भी नहीं लेना भगवान का, एक रुपया भी नहीं। दे सके तो दो, नहीं दे सके तो छोड़ो, और दूसरे दे रहे काम होने दो, तेरा खुद तो एक रुपया भी नहीं लेना। दैट विल हैव वेरी डेंजरस इफेक्ट। देखो, third one is the so called pujaris themselves. They also have to be included in that. First day when they enter temple with whatever minimum things they are, same way even after 20 years, the temple is flourishing every way. He is not coveting anything. The committee people, other if they offer something other way, okay. Is it not? The pujari should ask the bhaktas when they give that. Well, there should be clarity of understanding. ये खुद के उपयोग के लिए दिया है या मंदिर के लिए? मंदिर के लिए दिया हुआ खुद यूज करो, to that pujari also there will be a curse. If he needs, he asks. If the people give, Pandit ji, आप अपने लिए रखो, good. So by the way, you have to do that. Wherever the committees are there in temple, whether taking care of pujari also not, inquire it. If possible or required, take care of pujari. Again, don't give cash, give the kind. भोजन का स्पॉन्सर करो, उनको पूरा राइस वगैरह देते जाते हो, है ना। देयर आर सम प्लेसेस अनडिजर्विंग पीपल, वो लोग गिनती के लिए 240वां पेंशन राशन लिखते हैं। अरे यार, मंदिर के पुजारियों को भी दो, ब्राह्मणों को दो। People, we have to remember, when we do the undeserving charity also, उसके negative remarks बनते हैं। Should yesterday, day before, those slogans, what a beautiful sentence that is said by who are they, the Tatas? टाटास ना, कोई ने बताया ना, देखो व्हाट इज दैट, कि people to whom you are giving free subsidies, they are affording to buy lot of lavish costly things. If they are buying that, means they can buy the food ration also, therefore don't give it to them. This morning or yesterday's paper I studied that if they are buying the luxurious cell phones and all electronic gadgets, they can buy the food also. Why are you giving subsidy? They don't not deserve it. On the name of reservations, how much free things, the amount collected on the name of taxes you are giving. And the hard working people, because the tax limits and all, so much of money they are losing on the name of taxes. उनका इतना आह हो रहा है, दुख हो रहा है. The corrupt people anyway, they have their own art of how to escape the taxes. उनका पाप भोगान देखेंगे, वो अलग बात. But there are very many like government servants. They are working honestly. There is no black money. Why should they pay tax? But you are taking it and using for what? Giving the undeserving people charity who are, because you are giving these things pocket mein, they have the purchasing capacity. They are using it for all the luxurious things. No, this is a very vicious circle, I know. And nobody, अगर एक बाबा जी नालायक, if he can understand, do you think government and they won't understand? All that is a political game. Everybody knows it. Votes के लिए कुछ भी करेंगे. हाँ, क्या करें? These are all called the vote politics and all that they do it. Now see, this is called the Bhayankara Kali Yuga. Everybody is intelligent. Everybody knows what is right or wrong. Yet everybody is Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, that they end up in doing wrong only. Like that person knows na, कि when I am able to purchase the costly things, why should I take the free subsidy and donation given? He should say no, but उसका मन नहीं मानता. ये भी ले ले, ये भी ले ले. how many SC/ST candidates in the country have refused any reservation if they are well off? गैस सिलेंडर की बात हुई, बहुत सारे लोगों ने छोड़ दिया सब्सिडी. दैट्स हाउ वॉट एवर डिस्कशन यू नो इट मोर देन मी. पॉइंट इज misusing also is a mahapapa in this way. So one we said about the government itself only Hindu temples का पैसे लेते, दूसरों का टच भी नहीं कर सकते. That is bias, they should go away. Everybody should be paying all that whatever you have to give. अदरवाइज मैं देखो भगवान कृष्ण ही कह रहे हैं सब क्रूमिविड बनेंगे. सेकंड इज द टेम्पल ट्रस्टीज एंड ऑल ऑफ देम. थर्ड वन द पुजारी हिमसेल्फ. फोर्थ वन द डिवोटीज हु कम एटसेट्रा. मंदिर का कोई भी चीज किसी भी कारण से थोड़ा सा भी नहीं लेना. यू गिव इट, दैट्स इट. गिव इट, डोंट बी अ टेकर. अदरवाइज 10,000 into 10,000 number of years he'll become vid bhoga. Okay. In the same way, Brahmana vritti ko lutna is the same thing. When the Raja doesn't promote the Brahmanas properly, encourage them to do the Veda Adhyanam exhaustively. Not that jahan Veda Adhyan ho raha hai jaakar namaskar karo. Not that nataka. You yourself take into account in which state, how many are the such things are going on happening, and what resources they need. You know, the Brahmana scholarships, the Veda mantra knowing people's scholarships, those who do know yajna agadi, unko scholarship de do. अरे यार, if you can give them, you know, उनको जो चाहिए दे दो. आराम से बैठ कर और 24 घंटों आपके लिए पूरे विश्व के कल्याण के वो लोग सारे हवन उपासना पूजा दे डू. That is more effective than you are struggling from the Lal Killa shouting 1.5 hours. Today you heard, no? Prime Minister's powerful speech. All the 5 targets, what he said, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the whole setup was so beautiful. And for the first time I saw such a colorful thing, and the all angle camera in YouTube you have seen, no? अपने remote से control करके you can see the speaker, the audience, everything. बड़ा आश्चर्य हो गया क्या कमाल है करके. I don't know whether you know it or not. Generally, what they relay, you see it. No, the today's thing is basic. In your remote there is a control. By pressing it up and below, camera उन्होंने ऐसे कर दी. You can face to face see the speaker. You can see the audience. You can see up. You can see below. ऊपर जाकर खुद ही आप पूरा आसमान से आप ही देख सकते. आपके हाथ में. That's how the technology. I don't know what was it. Whatever, point not was not that one, but the beautiful discussion, announcements all were going on. Things are announced, everything is up. But the thing is here, let it be discussed. I am waiting eagerly for somebody to come forward and say, हम ब्राह्मणों का ख्याल रखेंगे. The mamatas and mayas they do for politics and they gain it also. You understand? In the last election in Bengal, she सबको उन्होंने धोती वोती दे दी, सब नया धोती पहन के उन्होंने वोट डाल दिए. अच्छी बात है. And Brahmana also, remember that they are in such a sattva guna, gained from so many lives, hundreds of lives of evolution, that should be utilized only for the Veda Vedanta, Vedika Karma Yajna Karna Prachara. Okay, don't run away, run looking at the people into the world and worldly businesses, etc. वो जिनका दिमाग इतना शुद्ध नहीं है, ओके 2-4 लोग अलाउड है, और बाकी सब आई फील लाइक दैट. सो द देवताओं का, ब्राह्मणों का, जो भी उनका वृत्ति है या जीविका है या मनी है, जो भी ले लेगा विल बी हर्षानाम अयुतम अयुतायुतम विद्भुक, ही विल बिकम. केयरफुल. Actually, this is very subtly said thing, but little more grasp if you see, anybody's property we should not take. उनमें ब्राह्मणों का तो कतई भी नहीं टच करना. That's the point. That is the first mantra of Ishavasya. Ma grudah kasyasit dhanam. किसी के धन के ऊपर अपना गृधा या कांक्षा या तृष्णा या नजर नहीं रखना, बुरी नजर वाले, है ना, नजर रखना ही नहीं है। कस्य से धनम आगृध, then only you will be able to do the Ishavasya Vidam. That mantra can be explained in so many ways, but the literal meaning is kasya से धनम आगृधः, किसी के धन के ऊपर नजर मत रखना. Especially our Brahmana and Mandira. If you want, you work and earn. If you can't work and earn, whatever is there, be that satisfied with that. If you require, you ask. If honestly is given, take it. Clear? This shloka is very important. यह स्वदत्ताम मीन्स आपने दिया उसको भी वापस नहीं लेना. परैहि दत्ताम, others have given. सुर विप्रयोः वृत्तिम हरेता. Takes away the vritti of Suravipra. So Jayate Vitbhuga. He'll be born as Vitbhuga for Shanamaitaitam for a long period of time. Spashtam? बता दिया भगवान. स्वदत्ताम परैर दत्ताम. एक बार डोनेशन चैरिटी दे दी तो अगेन डोंट क्लेम इट बैक. पहले सोच लो, दे दिया तो दोबारा नहीं मांगना. The idea is what? You gave it, they have started using it, then it is helping the temple. Now you take it away. है ना कि ब्राह्मण बेचारा यज्ञ याग करने जा रहा है, साइकिल पे चल पैदल. यू गेव हिम ए टू व्हीलर. ही स्टार्टेड गोइंग इन द जी एंड इंड्यूसिंग ऑल प्रोग्राम. एक साल का आपको लगा मेरा वापस ले लो. पंडित जी वापस दे दो. डोंट like that. Now the last shloka is little interesting one, applicable for both the people who are doing the bhakti sadhana to kriya yoga and also to those who were told about in the 54th shloka who are doing the haranam of the vritti. दोनों के लिए बता रहे common points. We'll chant it today, little we'll see tomorrow remaining. He says, Kartusha saratehe hetoho anumoditurevacha karmanam bhaginah pretya bhuyo bhuyasi tatphalam. That's what. Bhuyah tatphalam bhuyasi. That is the second portion. First portion is what? Kartuhu, the one who directly does it. Saratehe, the one who has driven when the work is being done. Hetoho, the one who has become cause in sharing the hands and legs while doing so. Anumodituhu, those who have given permissions and sanctions, etc. Karmanam bhavina. All these four are the shareholders in doing the karma. Therefore, they become shareholders in getting the result also. तो कर्ता सारथी हेतु अनुमोदितु. कर्ता मीन्स करने वाला, सारथी जो ले जा रहा है उसको वहां करने के लिए, हेतु जो शुरू किया, इनिशिएटिव किया है सब, अनुमोदितु जिन्होंने हाँ कर दी परमिशन. All of them are equal bhagi in doing that karma completely. So all of them get equal share in the result. This is for both in the temple construction etc. चारों लोगों को, और जो चोरी कर रहे हैं भगवान का और पंडितों का धन को, उनमें भी जो करता है सारथी है, ये तो अनुभूत है, ये भी ये दुष्कर्म के भागी होंगे. Therefore they will have the result also coming to them, the negative result. इसलिए भगवान ने कौन से कर्म के लिए नहीं बताया, the punya karma रूपी construction of temple or the papa karma रूपी of taking away the property of the temple. He did not mention. He said for both of them it is. And bhuyo bhuyasi tatphalam. जितना ज्यादा करोगे उसको उतना फल मिलेगा, good or bad things. Okay, so it is a good what I say extension given to all of us, as if you need not be a karta all the time. You can be a sarathi also. You can be a hetu also. Hetu means the committee members who sit and decide. Anumoditu is mainly the government or collectors, DMs. They say ठीक है हो जाए मंदिर, permission देने वाला. Because you have to take a permission. Which area you are making a temple? और locality को survey करेंगे. If they have any objection, they don't say. They say no. हमारे जगह मंदिर नहीं होना चाहिए. There are many grahasthas, they don't want mandir in their area, only they want drinking boats, eatables. उसके लिए खुद ही recommend करके permission लवाते. कलयुग बाबा, कलयुग. So in this way, from last couple of weeks, we are trying to see this Kriya Yoga as taught by Krishna. At least 0.05% we have seen it. Whatever conviction we got, we start doing sadhana, and Bhagavan gives the remaining empowerment to us. Iti Srimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramamsam Samhitayam Ekadashi Skandhe Saptavimshodhyaya. Thus conclude the 27th chapter. So we formally conclude here. But little of the last sloka tomorrow touch karke, we will enter into the 28th chapter. Now 28th chapter is the pure Vedanta Tattva. I have to struggle to explain to you and you have to struggle to listen. Because after this chapter, the Upadeshas are over almost. और थोड़ा रहेगा, then Uddhava says, all my ignorance, delusion has ran away because your great teachings, O Lord, saluting at your feet. Then he does parikrama to Bhagavan, takes permission, goes to Badrinath. All those stories come. Then Krishna, Yadavas, they have Maire come, they fight with each other. Krishna ko Bhagavan, Krishna, Balram go and stop them. They beat all them also. ये लोग भी फिर लेकर उनको मारते हैं दोनों. This is how the Yaduvamsha Nasha had to happen. In that, then in the 31st sloka, all of them. So, I think in a subtle form, when Krishna leaves, the people of the Bhuloka, none of them are around him, but Brahma, Bhavani, Shiva, Indradi Devata, Muni, Prajeshwara, Pitara, Siddha, Gandharva, Vidyadhara, Mahavuraga, Charada, Yaksha, Rakshasa, Kinnara, Apsarasa, Vija, all of them come to see Bhagavan Krishna leaving avatar. But they can't see. He just such a jadoo. By the time they want to see, he disappears from there. That will come little later. But tomorrow onwards, the Shuddha Vedanta Jnanam, भगवान सुबह दोपहर शाम भक्ति ज्ञान इतना हमको देने का कोशिश करे, हम भी देने का कोशिश करें. We are such a lucky Buddhas. Lucky because such a tremendous, powerful Upanishad Jnana with Bhashya and all this we are getting. That's called lucky. बुद्धू बिकॉज कुछ भी समझ नहीं आता, कुछ भी याद नहीं होता, कोई भी हिलते ही नहीं, हम हिल की तरह बढ़ते हो जा रहे. हिल एज ए माउंटेन, कोई फर्क ही. दैट zeal and zest and utsaha to take initiative to change the whole course of life and dedicated to do sadhana, giving up all the worldly nonsense, धीरे करेंगे सब. वही भगवान जो हमको ये सब पढ़ा रहे, वही कल के दिन मेरे लिए साधना भी करेंगे. ऐसे मूड में हम रहते. Now, this is how it takes time for the paripakvata. Then, from this standpoint, we have to see the great bhaktas and jnanis, how many janma they might have gone through all these tapasyas. Of themselves going to the Guru, listening the knowledge, getting a conviction about it, and for so many lives working for the sadhana, कितना करके ऐसे वो लोग पक गए होंगे. Therefore, we have to respect, revere them. And taking guidance from them, we also have to start journey from where we are. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namo Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai Sadguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Today Bharat Desham entered to the 76th year of anniversary of independence. 75 हो गए, 76. Now 25 years target. You know, both the president also spoke nicely about the vision. She started only with that. 75 we have finished, 76 we are starting. Up to the next 25 years targets. Same as PM also spoke. Some CMs also. You have heard Yogi Adityanath's speech. 3-4 का तो सुनना ही है हमको, थोड़ा टाइम निकाल कर यू हैव टू लिसन. So our Bharat Mata gave us Janma. We are in this nation. So we wholeheartedly thank her and pray again and again. We are born in this nation, in Sanatana Dharma only, and do our Adhyatmic sadhana and reach out the goal and become Bhagavan's instrument. Okay, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malaysa Sitalam, Vande Mataram, Sasya Shamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Subhrajyotsna, Pulakitayaminim, Pulla Kusmita, Drumandala Shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumudura Bhashinim, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram, Bharata Mataram. Today morning, in our Upanishad class in Viduraniti, English में, in Telugu class of Vishnu Sahasranama and Rudra, we have discussed nicely about Bharata Desham and Bhakti. If anybody have time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, सुन लो. अब नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं क्योंकि वो सुबह का मूर्ता हो गया. Now we are in our evening routine every day. But we did pranam to our Bharata Mata. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantari Amritakalajastaya Sarvame Vinashanaya Trailokya Nathaya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Purnamadaha. Acha, we have our Ramayana also to study, na? Thank you. Vande Bharata Mataram.